So, Mercedes has arrived here in AEW, and she is immediately slided right into the TBS title picture. So, what I'm saying is that not high enough for her? Does she need to be straight into the world title picture? And if it's not gonna be her in the world title picture, who's next? Because I I like Deanna, but run it back with Deanna. Who's what's next in both of those pictures? I mean, Mercedes might be able to elevate that TBS title, because it's kind of lost its luster since Jade's been gone. But
I will
I
say
feel like biggest star, biggest title.
not always. I feel like you just have to go look over to the men's side of things right now with who's the best heel in all of wrestling at the moment.
Christian Cage.
What title is he holding?
Yeah, and he's holding that TNT belt. Yeah, you got a point.
Yeah. With the men's titles, it's usually the international championship for a long time or the TNT. It was kind of always one or the other was really hot at the time.
Hmm.
You always just saw a change of hands with the international, but so I could see them trying to use Mercedes as a way while Tony still has the world championship to try and elevate the TBS title again and make both of them big. And perhaps some of the big shows down the road, you can kind of bring those worlds together to kind of have a big star matchup because even though we have a brand new star in Mercedes, we still have a
Hmm.
couple that are out on the shelf that should be coming back sometime in the near future.
Yeah, dog. We get Jamie Hayter, DMD. And where is Thunder Rosa going? Is it seems like she came back and was like, "Hey, I'm coming for all the belts," and then quiet.
And they're pushing Deeb, so I'm excited for a lot of things going on. But to answer your original question, honestly, I wouldn't say Deanna Prazzo, except they turned around and they went right back to her after she just lost her title match. And if you're going right back to her, I feel like that makes it basically a lock that she's going to win it. If she had lost and they had not gone back to her, I would have been curious if they were going to play a long game for Mariah May.
Now, I have a theory on Deanna Perez. So she's got this mystery tag team partner coming with her next week. I'm wondering if this is going to be actually the next challenger. And I don't know who it'll be. I would In a perfect world, Jamie Hayter's coming back. Doubt it feels like that wouldn't make sense. Maybe Serena Deeb is the partner. And like you said, they're pushing Serena Deeb. I would love to see her in a title picture.
You know what? That would make a way to kind of make it interesting just because of the fact that if you did bring in that partner and they start to push towards it, obviously it can't be someone new. It has to be someone who's already built equity if they're going to go challenge for the title. But then you can kind of push Prasa off to Mariah May and kind of give a different focus there. And maybe obviously who wins that one, but like it can give Mariah more of a focus to the story that she's telling as opposed to just being a Tony Storm. Well, I don't want to say wannabe because she literally is Tony Storm at the
She
moment.
is, yeah, she is Tony Storm 2022 right now. But Deanna and Mariah makes a lot of sense. Like the last time they had their run in, it seemed like she was a little bit more focused on Mariah this time than she was on Tony. Like maybe she's just like, all right, I already lost to Tony, but you,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like you,
And it's a natural
so
way
I'm down
to
for it.
continue building numerous stories within the women's divisions, because that way you'd have two different stories going on there. You would have what I think the story could very well be. Mercedes is much more of a natural heel, maybe a cool natural heel that people still like, but heel tendencies. So what if she gets this initial run working with Willow against Sky Blue and Julia? Willow wins the title. Mercedes turns and they run it back, considering how Mercedes got injured in the first place. But I think a lot of what Mercedes' story could be kind of depends on the possible returns of two stars that you just talked about with Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker, because they're sitting there, and so far on a consistent basis in AEW, there's only one woman who's been able to deliver star quality promos that could really go toe to toe with Mercedes. And we saw Mercedes start to do the DMD kind of gesture too.
Yeah, like I was like, she's the CEO. That's a whole lot of drawing.
Yeah, because she went like this first, like the DMD, and then she kind of went like into a pose, and then did like her push away like pose off of it. But I'm like, are you about to rip off Britt? Like
no, like don't do that to Britt. Don't do it to her. Like if there's one person that could turn Britt into dust, is probably her.
See, I think if it was a purposeful message, it'd be all right. But you can't make that your move. You can't do CEO like that repeatedly. You can't take it.
Yeah, no, not at all. That would, like I said, that would just ruin Britt. I feel like, but so I want to get back to what you were talking about with Willow winning the TBS belt. I couldn't let that part go. So what I don't think it will happen, but what I want to happen for, your story to play out is I was really hoping that Willow Julia is going to be a thing here shortly, and Willow's going to win the belt from Julia. And then
it's fucking time, man.
Yeah, like they've been like you've been letting the Willow pot simmer for way too long, so it's been time for her to win a belt. So just go ahead and do it. Like I've liked Julia's run.
Willow's gonna squash Sky Blue as a defense after, and just it's basically just a placeholder until her Mercedes feud and match.
And then I'm just already thinking about what pay-per-view you can do Willow Mercedes at. Willow Mercedes Part 2. Which pay-per-view?
See, the thing is she turns on her, I feel like it's gonna kind of bring it along rather quickly. So Willow could have like a 1 month title reign, like win it at Dynasty and lose it at Double or Nothing. Because if she's gonna turn, it's not a long story. And I don't know if I see them playing out a long story of friends that slowly fall apart between those two. I think it's just gonna be a straight up backstabbing.
Yeah, I can feel that. Willow's got the whole thing going on with Statlander and Stokely. So yeah, I don't see her. I mean, Willow can be everybody's friend, but I don't see her having another friend consistently like that.
And you want to be great about having her get backstabbed again. Maybe it'll be one of those times that we get her to drop the happy-go-lucky act and we get serious brawler Willow, because that's always a sight to see that I love.
Man, that's said Willow with the braids, man. Oh, man, Street Fight Willow had me hyped. I think that was the day I became Street Fight Range of Motions.
It's fucking wild though, because if you think about street fights, they always, like the guy wrestlers, it's usually, hey, I'm going to wear jeans and a t-shirt down to the match now. And they just look casual. She completely changed up her look, and it didn't even look casual, but she did like the same shit most of the guys would do.
Yeah. It was.
Except
I
she
think it
looked
was just
fucking
because she was.
badass.
I think it was the braids that did it. Like just braiding down the hair and then the camo pants.
Yeah. It just didn't feel like casual wear like it does with the guys. She just felt like a badass.
Yeah. She's been getting to show that she's got some more range lately, doing more promos and stuff, and like backstage stuff. Like she's obviously not in the ring delivering promos or anything like that yet, but her backstage segments are more fun, and I want it mainly because I want Willow Mercedes to be over a belt.
So, if you're watching this video, do us a favor, let us know what you think. What color should Mercedes be going for first? How do you think it's all going to play out? Drop a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let us know.